so happy, my hair so nappy, had an afro.
Welcome, everybody, to the Arsenal on 101 live watch along for the home game at the Emirates Stadium of Arsenal, the champions of England, versus Coventry, the champions of the English Football League, or Division 1, as it's given
we
its
can just
proper
call them
name.
the second champions of England, because we're the main champions of England.
Well, we can't call that. Might sound like they came second in the Premier League, guys. Hiya.
Hi, Ben.
I'm good. Anyway, I'm live, so I'm just trying to multitask. Okay. How are you anyway, Mr. G?
I am good. Thank you very much. Yourself? You just got in?
Yeah. Yeah. How are you?
Quick, get to the back cave.
How are you feeling about the game, boys? Yeah.
What's the prediction?
3-0.
I'm
Okay.
a 4
I'm just going to sit down there quietly for a second and I'll join you in a second. All right. So, Gaz, I'm with the family, so I'm going to love and leave you to cover the game, but I will be with you at half time.
Yeah, no worries. If you can
All right.
whack the starting light, are you going to do the graphics in the background?
Yeah, let me do that. Let me do that for you. So,
Go on. No problem.
let's get started with...
Go and find it.
Here's your starting lineup. So I'll come on at half time and I'll grab some stats for you guys.
Yep, no worries.
Okay, just so everybody knows,
to the start of the season, Arsenal versus Coventry, the main champions of England. Arsenal versus the lower down champions of the Championship, Coventry City. So Arsenal starting with a strong lineup of David Raya in goal, Ben White, Christian Mosquera, Gabriel and Calafiore are the back four. Declan Rice comes in for the injured Bruno Guimaraes, who picked up an injury in the Community Shield. He's partnered in midfield by Mr. Lewis Skelly. Martin Odegaard is the third midfielder, and a front three of Saka, Solis and Kai Havertz. Bench of Kepa, Hincapié, Eze, Gyökeres, Madueke. Wanyeri gets on the bench due to Guimaraes' injury. Max Dowman, Martin Zubamendi, Mikel Merino complete the bench. So Arsenal, very strong bench, very strong starting 11. And let's hope we can kick the season off with a solid performance and, of course, 3 points. I think Tony's gone for a 3-0. I think I went for a 4-0. But to be perfectly honest, I will take a 1-0 and three valuable points. We can't slip up on the opening game of the season. Another interesting fact, if Mikel Arteta wins today, he will bring up 150 victories in 249 games, putting him, I believe, 1 or 2 games behind Alex Ferguson, reaching that milestone. No Gabriel Martinelli again in the starting lineup or even in the matchday squad. No Jesus, no Reece Nelson, and no Fabio Vieira. For those of you that haven't heard today, Arsenal completed the signing of Ezri Konsa, a very solid defender, England international from Aston Villa for £51 million, rising to around 55 million with add-ons. solid defender, plays right centre back or even right back. Hopefully, his signing takes the pressure off of Saliba and Jurriën Timber, because he can fill in at right back if needed. And I think he'll be a very good addition to our squad.
So, quick talking point, Gary, just before we get into the game. Martinelli being possibly touted as a potential lever before the transfer window. We've just seen that who just left? Savinho left from Manchester City to Tottenham for a ridiculous amount of money.
75 million plus 10 million in add-ons.
I mean, if he's worth 75 million, he's not even an international. And his output is next to nothing compared to Martinelli, who scored only 1 goal in the league, but at least 7 goals in the Champions League last year. Then what's Martinelli got to be worth?
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I've read a few things about the Savinho deal, and there's a few posts saying kind of like the same thing, that allegedly it's more to do with the Mamouche fee rolled into the Savinho fee, because City don't have to pay X amount to Eintracht Frankfurt. So there may be some scandalous business going on there. But there's no way that Savinho's worth that type of money. You know, for his output. I think it's 2 Premier League goals in 2 seasons and 3 goal assists in the Champions League. It's ridiculous money for a player that, you know, couldn't break into the City starting lineup. And then when he did play, he couldn't do anything in that team of multi-purpose stars, shall we say, because, you know, they was literally stacked from stars from back to front. You know, so I'm not. If you can't do anything in that team, then good luck to you wherever else you go.
So let's talk about this Jay Lee, the man who's been held back, Julian Alvarez. It appears that Arsenal had a meeting with Atleti yesterday. Atleti people were in London yesterday, so there was a potential meeting happening. It looks like Atleti are willing to potentially let him leave if he can go anywhere but Barcelona. But Alvarez's camp are saying they'll go anywhere so long as it is Barcelona. So at this stage, I think this melodrama has to just end. I think Arsenal just have to walk away.
I'm not interested in this guy coming if it's at the expense of Victor Gyökeres. I think that sends us back to where we came from before Gyökeres arrived, when we had no presence up front. Gyökeres has arrived. Look, he scored 14 Premier League goals. He had a penalty taken away from him by Saka. He had one nicked on the line by Martinelli. You know, you're probably talking about 16 Premier League goals. He didn't really get a whole heap of service. Let's be fair. Arsenal played very defensively. You know, but his presence on the pitch allowed space for Trossards, for Sakas, for Havertz, you know. So I think it would be a mistake for Arsenal if they kind of got rid of him and brought in someone like Alvarez. I think you've got to go like for like an Osimhen and Gyökeres, you know.
I mean, clearly Arsenal are still looking to get some money in for Gabriel Jesus. So I think that would have been
as far as
one.
Jesus is concerned, if I was Arsenal, if he doesn't want to leave, I would just terminate his contract.
Yeah, and that leaves a space, doesn't it? I mean, obviously it means that you can go and spend that money, which is quite a lot of money, on another player. Do we go in and lastminute.com do a snatch and grab for Bradley Barcola, guys?
No, we do a snatch and grab for Erling Haaland.
What? That's madness.
Have you not seen the talk from Thing today? What's his name? Zlatan. Saying if I was Arsenal, I would call Man City and throw down 200 million for Erling Haaland.
Oh my days. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to love and leave you. As I said, I'll catch up with you at half time. Enjoy the game, everybody.
I will do. Come on, you Gunners. Let's get this off to a nice 3 points and win. Okie dokie. So
Big up to Garfield in the house.
yes, Garfield, what's happening? Apollo's obviously at the stadium, guys. Apollo's at the stadium, Garfield. He's the season ticket holder. So he goes to most, if not all, home games. So the managers just greeting each other on the sideline. Players in the huddle. Odegaard giving out his final team instructions. See if Arsenal can get off to another fast start like they did in the Community Shield. And Coventry on the attack straight away, and it's a corner. And Coventry showing early signs there, pressing forward from kickoff and winning a corner. So set piece goals in the Championship last season, Coventry were joint first with 29. So something to watch out for. They're obviously strong from set pieces. The corner comes in. It doesn't beat the first man, Calafiore, and he also heads the second ball clear. Coventry have it back. Odegaard goes in and makes his one tackle per game and wins the ball. Rice to Solis to Miles, and Arsenal come away quite easily and keep possession, and it's with Gabriel. Arsenal just simply playing it around in midfield. Now we cross the halfway line. The ball's with Saka now. Rolls it back to Ben White. All Coventry players behind the ball. Not impressed, just shuffling side to side, making it, blocking the passing lanes. Oh, and Miles Lewis-Skelly let the ball run there, and it wasn't. Oh, and there's a little mix up there between Odegaard and White. White was out of position. Odegaard should have really come across and covered there, but Coventry pick up the ball. And again, but they've gone back to their keeper. You know, so just early signs there that Arsenal need to all be on the same page. And a footing from Calafiore breaks up the attack. Balls with Ben White. He rolls it back to Mosquera. So no real penetration from Arsenal so far. Mosquera tries to knock the ball long. It's flicked. And Solis had made a run inside and Coventry can bring it away. And now Coventry have it. Keeper knocks it long diagonal. So Coventry showing early signs that they're not prepared to sit back. They're going to come and they're going to have a go. They're not just going to defend behind the ball. In comes the cross. Saka cuts it out. And Arsenal can break now with Martin Odegaard. And he finds Solis. Solis running at his man. Enters the box. Cuts inside. And it's a shot and it's just wide. Just wide from Solis. But good to see that because that's what we don't see from Martinelli. Solis very direct. He cuts inside. One thought in his mind. Can I get a shot away? Yes, he can. And it's a whisker wide. Let's look at it from there. So an early chance there for Arsenal, and Christos Solis is the man that's had it. Welcome D. Welcome socials. Yeah, D saying he wanted Gyökeres to start. Yeah, I think he's I think Gyökeres would have been my choice, but obviously we don't pick the team. Here comes Bukayo Saka. He cuts inside and he just dilly-dallies too long. Dilly-dally too long, and the chance has gone. But Arsenal have it back. And it's with Saka again. One-on-one. He comes inside. Again, no delivery, finds Rice, who finds Lewis Skelly. Back to Rice, back to Odegaard. Arsenal probing, edge of the box. And it's with Ben White. And it's chance for Saka. Oh! And Saka's shot was blocked. And it's gone out for a corner. Good chance created there from Arsenal. Playing it around the edge of the area. Rice. And it's a great run from Solis, believe it or not, over on the right-hand side. And he finds Saka in the box. And Saka's shot is charged down on the 6-yard area. And it's a corner to Arsenal. That possibly could have put Arsenal up 1-0. So Saka with the corner. Corner's played short to Miles Lewis Skelly. It's into Ben White. Oh, you could have. And Solis. Oh, Solis has it cleared off the line. It was going in. The keeper was in no man's land and the defender's there to smash it away. So 2 attempts from Solis, 1 cleared off the line. And Coventry knock it long and it's out of play. But Solis again, the ball falls to him and his first touch is a shot. And it was goal bound, 100% goal bound, going in. And the defender is there. And it's cleared. And Odegaard tries to play the ball through and it's cut out. And it's offside. So Saka was offside. But Arsenal making their intentions clear here. And the thing I like about this Solis guy, he's not scared to have a shot at goal. Yeah, and if that defender is not there, that is 100% in the net. The keeper is nowhere near it. There comes Solis again. Good run, Havertz. I don't know why Havertz needed to go out there. There's no reason that Havertz needed to go out to, and a shot from Declan Rice, high, wide and handsome. But I don't know why Kai Havertz had to pull out to the left-hand side there. When Solis is running down the left, why doesn't Havertz just stay in the box for a delivery? He has no need to go out there. No, if you want to play the nine, Kai. There's no need for you to be out there. And Coventry clear it long. And again, just hooked over the top. Well done, Christian Mosquera. And it's played back to Raya, who thumps it upfield. And here come Coventry again. And they're forced back to the halfway line. So Kai Havertz, 10 minutes gone. Kai Havertz hasn't touched the ball once. And again, it's not long, and that's all the way through to David Raya. Raya gets rid of it quickly to Declan Rice, to Odegaard. Arsenal have got a break on here. It's with Saka. Bad ball from Odegaard, though. It's slightly behind him. Saka beats his man to the line, and it's deflected over the bar for a corner. Saka's got to do a little bit better there. Wasn't the greatest ball from Odegaard. It was slightly behind him, but once Saka gets it, he's got to do better. When he takes on the defender, the ball's a little bit too close to him, but it allows the defender to come across and snuff out the cross. So opening 11 minutes, Coventry have acquitted themselves quite well. When they've had the ball, they've been positive and they've defended very well. Corner comes in and it's an easy claim for the keeper. Gabriel just misses it, just runs underneath it. Ben White up to some shenanigans there. And Declan Rice gives away a silly free kick there. His eyes are on the ball, and as he runs, he clips the player in front of him, and it's a simple free kick. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Coventry send it long again. Gabriel battling with Sims. And the ref's going to give a free kick, but he plays the advantage. And it's a shot from 35 yards and it's blocked. But Coventry still have it. Coventry still have it. A little sustained spell of possession in the Arsenal half. Then Arsenal force them back to basically the edge of their own area. So 13 minutes gone. And it's been a very even game, to be fair. Arsenal have had a couple of good chances. Solis firing over, Rice firing over, and Solis having one basically cleared off the line. Yes. Get in! Get in! So Arsenal have opened the scoring, and it's Kai Havertz, who hasn't been involved in the game at all, but he has popped up with the opening goal. So Arsenal have it with Miles Lewis-Skelly just playing 1-2s with Declan Rice. It comes out to Mosquera, to Ben White. And it's Mosquera again to Ben White. And it's a lovely switch to Solis. And Solis wins the ball when it falls to Calafiore, who rolls it to the edge of the area. And there's Kai Havertz to side foot it into the net. 14 minutes and 30 seconds gone. And Arsenal go 1-0 up with Kai Havertz's first touch of the game. And it's in the back of the net. The assist goes to Calafiore. The pre-assist to the assist goes to Christos Solis. And Arsenal are off and running. And that's an important goal because with teams like Coventry, you don't want to give them the impetus to go a goal up. And yeah, you're right there, Garfield. Coventry have acquitted themselves really well in the opening 15 minutes. But, you know, they make a slight error and they really could clear that ball and it falls to Calafiore and it's a simple finish. So it's 1-0 Arsenal. And Apollo is singing his heart out, waka waka eh. I don't think they was getting cocky, Garfield. I just think this is the difference between the Premier League and the Championship. If you make a mistake like that in the Championship, you probably get away with it. But, you know, Solis is pressing. They can clear, they don't. And the ball falls to Calafiore and he slides it across and Havertz is there on the edge of the area unmarked. So now you kind of see what Coventry are made of because obviously they're now a goal behind. And do they carry on playing as they were or do they sit behind the ball? Oh, that's an assault on Miles Lewis-Skelly. And it's another goal from open play. We don't even need set pieces no more. The 5-second rule, to be fair, there's only been a couple of goal kicks and Raya's taking them quickly as he did in the Community Shield, mate. So, and there's only been a couple of throw-ons and again, they've been taken well in time. That's offside, isn't it? Nice ball over from Declan Rice there and Kai Havertz with the crossing and it's cleared. So just for, by the way, Garfield, in answer to your question there, the 5-second rule for throw-ons is not an exact rule. So if the player takes longer than 5 seconds, it doesn't necessarily mean the opposition get the throw. It all depends on the ref. Obviously, you know, you can pick up the ball and then you can take your 5 seconds. And if you're sort of like taking 3 or 4 seconds longer, then the referee can give the throw. But it's not an exact thing. I've seen a few games so far where in the Championship where the 5-second thing hasn't been implemented. So Arsenal playing it around well. Coventry again, everyone back behind the ball. And Lewis Skelly breaks the midfield, and it's with Odegaard. It's a ball too much, asking too much of Havertz there. Nice idea. That's the kind of balls that we haven't really been seeing Arsenal play, but I don't mind that. I'm not angry at that. You know, that could quite easily been a good setup. And Arsenal win a free kick on the edge of the area there. Gabriel's gone down after a challenge from Ellis Sims. Didn't look like there was anything in it. Let's have a look. Oh, he's actually gone over the ball and stepped on Gabriel's toes. It's a complete and utter accident, to be fair. As Gabriel gets his foot in where the ball was, Ellis Sims is trying to control the ball, and obviously Gabriel gets there just before him, and he takes a little tap on the toe, which is going to be a painful one, but he's up. No treatment necessary. Definitely not a card of any sort, and the game continues. So the ball's with David Raya, and he rolls it out to Christian Mosquera. Mosquera goes back to Raya. And Arsenal come again with Solis. Solis comes infield, feeds Declan Rice, and it's with Saka. So they're not doubling up on Saka. He's free to run at his man. Plays a 1-2 with Odegaard could have had a shot there first time, and the chance has really gone there. But so the chance for Odegaard, the ball was played into him. He doesn't take the shot. Instead, he recycles it, and the ball's lost, and it's a free kick to Coventry. So Coventry to take the free kick. Gabriel Heinze is having words with Mikel Arteta, and Coventry prepared to take the free kick. It's driven upfield, and it's headed in, and Declan Rice can charge through the midfield. He finds Martin Odegaard. Odegaard to Rice, edge of the area. It's with Solis. Solis crosses, and 2-0 Arsenal. Another mistake. Christos Solis' cross was tried to clear by Coventry. The defender makes a complete mess of it, and the ball falls to Bukayo Saka 6 yards out, who slams it into the empty net. It's 2-0 Arsenal. Created by Christos Solis. A second mistake for Coventry that leads to a goal. And Arsenal are 2-0 up with 23 minutes gone. So as soon as Rice picked it up, he galloped to the midfield. Odegaard found him again. He goes to the edge of the area. He finds Solis. And Solis' first instinct now is, can I cross it? And he's crossed, and the keeper goes for it. And it's just out of the keeper's reach, but he gets fingertips, and it falls to Bukayo Saka, who makes it 2-0 without any worries at all. So again, it's just showing you the difference between the Premier League and the Championship. And Arsenal off to a flyer, 2-0 inside 23 minutes, and this could really be a long night for Coventry. They've literally made 2 mistakes, and they've both led to goals. Well done, Miles. Lewis Skelly wins the ball back there. So how do Coventry approach this now? You know, this is why you see so many clubs, they come and they keep it tight, you know, and they try to play on the counter. But Coventry, fair play to them, haven't really done that. They've tried to come and they've tried to have a go, and really they've left spaces for Arsenal to play in, and that's what's cost them. That and literally two mistakes in their box. And Ben White making a burst forward there. Get up, Ben White. It's never a free kick in a million years. Ben White goes down looking for the free kick. It's never a free kick. And Coventry get the ball back. And Ben White called for the foul there. And the first yellow card of the game goes to a Coventry player, Caleb Vicchiari or something his name is. And Arsenal have a free kick on the edge of the box to the right centre. Interesting to see who takes this, because obviously Declan Rice is in the team, but in pre-season, Solis took all the set pieces from both sides. So Kai Havertz picking up a position deep on the right wing, again occupying space that Saka could. I think if Arsenal just play patient here, they don't need to go gun ho. Just be patient, and you know, when the chances come, we take them, because they will definitely come. D saying we still believe we need an attacking coach. What's Santi up to these days? Santi has just retired from Real Oviedo. Would be great to see him join the coaching staff. Yeah, the goals off 2 mistakes, 2 goals. Welcome to the Premier League. Exactly what I said, D. And it was important to get the second goal. You're 100% right there, because that just gives us the space. If we get a third before half time, that's basically game done. Yeah, and Rice and Saka obviously have started this game, and they look fresh. They look raring to go. So Arsenal have defended well so far. Lovely, Miles. I like that. Havertz just looks a little step off the pace. I know he's scored a goal, but he's touched the ball literally once, and it ended up being for his goal. but he looks a step off the pace, Kai Havertz. Arsenal come again with Odegaard, but he overruns it. And it's back to the keeper, who smashes it long for Coventry. And Sims is doing a battle all by himself there. And he wins the ball. And it's Odegaard tries a flick and Skelly can't take it in. And well done, Christian Mosquera. Well done, Christian Mosquera, because the ball was loose. He comes out of his position in central defence and he wins the ball. And Saka clears up and he's brought down, and it's a free kick to Arsenal. And Arsenal come again with Solis. Solis has got room to run into. Nobody in the box. Look, nobody in the box. He has to go to the edge of the box to Calafiori, but there was nobody. And Odegaard, that's a rubbish pass. Sorry, but Havertz has got to occupy that attacking role. If he's in the box there, Solis can cross that. This is what frustrates me. This is when we play with Havertz, this is what frustrates me. Because he's not in the 9 position when we need him to be in the 9 position. The goal he scored came from the 10 position, not the 9 position. We've seen Solis. He likes to get the balls in early if he can. We have to have a presence in the box. And the ball's back with David Rao. You know, this is why I believe that Gyökeres should be our starting centre forward. He's the guy that's going to be in that box for them crosses when they come in. And the guy fed off scraps last season and he still ended up with 14 Premier League goals. And here comes Solis again. 2 men up on Solis. Again, Havertz holding his position on the edge of the box. It falls to Ben White, to Odegaard. Odegaard checks and turns. It's with Miles Lewis-Skelly. Out to Ben White. Back to Havertz. Now Havertz is out of position and there is no one in the box. Miles Lewis-Skelly is the current centre forward. Arsenal have come again. They probe with Saka. Saka to Rice, into Odegaard, to White, to Saka, to Miles, to Odegaard. This is a flowing Arsenal move here. They've still got the ball and just passing it around. Coventry can't get anywhere near them. And it's over the other side with Calafiori. Back into Arsenal's half with Mosquera. To Gabriel. To Mosquera. Arsenal still have it. Must be about 30 passes so far. Odegaard has it. Saka makes a run. Odegaard refuses to pass. Odegaard into Mosquera. To Solis, who's come in field. Saka faced by 2. It's with Ben White. Oh, and it's a terrible effort by Ben White and it's blocked. But all them passes, Ben White should have really done better there. And here come Arsenal again with Ben White. And it's deflected and through to the keeper. What a goal that would have been, though. And Gabriel's been pulled up for a foul on the edge of the area and shown a yellow card. To be fair, it's bad defending by Gabriel because he allows the Coventry attacker to get goal side of him. All he has to do there is stand goal side, and there's no drama. You know, you don't have to be in such a rush to get the ball. And I'm not too sure it was a yellow card offence anyway, but the yellow card is shown anyway. And really and truly, a player of Gabriel's stature should defend better than that. Yeah, agreed. D. Havertz does look a bit sluggish. He's looked like that all the way through pre-season, to be fair. The cross comes in and it's headed out at the far post by Ben White. Now Arsenal can break. And again, Havertz, he really should be controlling that ball. You know, if this was Gyökeres now, people would be moaning and groaning about how he hasn't controlled that. Solis does well. And Arsenal can break with Havertz, and he gets lucky because the control wasn't great there. And he got lucky because the ball rebounded off the defender and back to him. I mean, all Havertz has to do is control that ball, and then all he does is slide to Solis through. So free kick, and then Odegaard plays it short to Declan Rice. Rice to Saka, takes on his man. Goes down in the box, nothing given. He gets up and he wins a corner. A third before half time would be lovely, to be fair. Did Sims just cut across in there? See, the ref gave nothing. So Arsenal still have it. Corner's about to come in from Saka. Corner's delivered. It's headed clear. Odegaard gets a second tackle, but that's a... Oh, and there's a VAR decision for an Arsenal penalty. Well, let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Can't see anything there. And I think the VAR check is over. Was it for a handball as Calafiore shot? Yeah, so the VAR check was for a handball. And you know what? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what handball is anymore, to be fair. I mean, he's turned his back and he's put his arm out behind him. So that's not a natural position. So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, it's no penalty and the game continues. It's just confusing what handball actually is nowadays because they change it so many times. But if you turn your back and you're sticking your arm out behind you and the ball hits your elbow, that is not a natural position. So if it did indeed hit his arm, then it should be a penalty. But Arsenal have it again anyway. And Coventry just happy to mark space. And Arsenal have got all the time in the world, really. They don't need to do anything. They don't need to force it. They just need to keep the ball. That's it. Just keep the ball. If we keep the ball, Coventry can't do anything. So Havertz now playing in the 6. Just stay up front, Kai. We don't need you occupying midfield space for no reason. And we try to force it and we give the ball back to Coventry and allow them to come forward. And Coventry knock it long and the ball's out of play and Arsenal have a throw. So Coventry's still got it. But Arsenal are in good shape. Everyone's back behind the ball, barring Kai Havertz. Can't see where Havertz is. Oh, Havertz is, yeah, sorry, he is back. So everyone back behind the ball. Good covering from Miles Lewis Skelly there because Calafiori was out of position and Miles just filled in behind him. The cross comes in, it's headed away by Solis. Coventry win it again, and it was an overhead kick from the edge of the area. And to be fair, it almost caught David Raya out, but it lands just over the bar on the roof of the net. But what that would have been some goal. Raya he scrambles back and he has it covered, but that could have been an embarrassing moment. So the goal kick taken quickly. And it goes long to Havertz, who wins the flick on, but no one there. He had to nod that back, not on. It's Arsenal playing really well. It's just keeping the ball. We don't need to rush it. We've got our 2-goal lead. Well, D, that partnership of Mosquera and Gabriel, when Mosquera's played with Gabriel, he's conceded 0.70 goals. So have faith, my brother. Saka turning his man inside out. Declan Rice with the cross. And it's cleared. Gabriel can't make a tackle there because he's already on a yellow card. And here come Coventry. Again, I say it again, Arsenal don't need to rush. They don't need to rush the ball. We can afford to take our time and we can afford to just play it around. We don't need to give the ball away. We can keep the ball. And if we've got the ball, Coventry can't do anything with it. So in case anyone's just joined us, Arsenal 2-0 to the good with Kai Havertz after 15 minutes and Bukayo Saka after 23. So Solis brought down on the edge of the box, nothing given from the referee. And Saka wins a corner. So he cuts in. And that's 100%, that's a foul. How was the ref not given that? He stands up the man, he goes past him, and he gets kicked in the ankle. It's a foul all day long. All day long. And Declan Rice fires just over the bar. Corner play short to Odegaard. Back to Odegaard, who has a shot, and it's blocked again. And it's another corner. So 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Saka takes the second corner. And it's a well-worked corner to Declan Rice. Oh, and he must have skimmed the post there, Declan Rice, because that was whiskers away from being 3-0. Let's see, very well-worked corner there. Rice fed on the edge of the box. And to be fair, it was probably about a foot wide. But that's half-time, guys. So in the opener to the Premier League season, the champions of England, Arsenal, going 2-0 up. Really and truly showing the gulf between the Premier League and the Championship. Coventry have been good, but unfortunately they've made 2 mistakes, and both mistakes have ended up in Arsenal goals. So, but apart from that, all dues to Coventry. They've played a really good first half there. They've just been unfortunate that they've been let down. But overall, happy with the first 45 minutes.
How are we, sir?
I am very good, mate.
Enjoying that, aren't we?
Well, I thought it was Coventry. Fair play to Coventry, mate. I thought they'd done really well, you know. Just unfortunately, listen, you make mistakes at this level, you get punished, and they've made 2 mistakes and they've been punished twice. Just unfortunately, listen, you make mistakes at this level, you get punished, and they've made 2 mistakes and they've been punished twice. Just unfortunately, listen, you make mistakes at this level. But all in all, have you frozen? I think Tony's frozen. So we'll get some halftime stats for you guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the stats at the same time, so bear with me.
Okay. All right, no worries. Do, 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 do. Right, so while Tony's dealing with the stats there, I can read out a few for you. So overall possession in the first half, Arsenal 67%, Coventry 33%. Arsenal's expected XG is 1.29 compared to Coventry 0.04. Big chances for Arsenal 1, which they obviously scored from. Totals big chances for Coventry 0. Total shots in that half 10 for Arsenal, 2 for Coventry. Arsenal with 5 corner kicks to Coventry's 1. 6 fouls committed by Arsenal, 7 by Coventry. Arsenal with 301 passes compared to Coventry's 151. 5 tackles from Arsenal, 1 from Coventry. 7 free kicks for Arsenal, 6 for Coventry. And both teams have 1 yellow card each. So shots on target, 3 for Arsenal out of the 10. And Coventry have yet to register a shot on target. So touches inside the opposition box, 23 for Arsenal, 0 for Coventry. Goal aerial duels 1. Arsenal have won 6. Coventry have won 9. 6 fouls committed, as I said, by Arsenal, 7 by Coventry. 5 corners from Arsenal and 1 from Coventry. Expected XG is 1.29 to 0.04. XG from open play, Arsenal with 1.14. Coventry with 0.04. XG from set play, Arsenal with 0.15. Coventry with just a 0. I'm not sure how that can be 0.15 because we haven't done anything from any of the corners, but never mind. XA, what's XA, Tone? I'm not sure what XA is, but it's 0.51.
Expected assist.
Oh, expected assist 0.51 from Arsenal, 0.06 from Coventry. That must be a new one because I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, it has been around, but yeah. So it just identifies the domination Arsenal have had in the first half. To me, it's been a comfortable game for Arsenal. They've been able to let themselves just play the game with freedom. I've been particularly impressed in the first half with Christian Solis. I think, they just need to feed him because he's got carte blanche against his left back or right back. And, he's causing them absolute kittens. He can do what he wants when he wants.
Well,
so
the thing with that is, though, Tone, if you haven't got a presence in the box, who's you going to deliver the ball to? Havertz is playing edge of the box. Solis gets the ball. We saw for the Saka goal, his first instinct is, can I deliver the ball? And he puts the ball into an area where the keeper comes and tries to get it, and he can only get fingertips on it, and it lands at Saka's feet. But that is where your number 9 should be, getting across the keeper for the tap-in, or in that position to receive a cross. So Havertz is not filling them duties, which frustrates the life out of me because that's where Gyökeres would be. And we saw all last season him getting into them positions, and Martinelli or Trossard couldn't deliver the ball. Saka wouldn't deliver the ball. We've got a player now that will deliver the ball, but now Gyökeres is on the bench. Yeah, so D is saying Scatterbrain Nelly couldn't be sold quick enough, not at the level for this team. Yeah, the team's definitely outgrown him. Nelly and Gabby Jesus are about as useful as a spring door stopper. Useless. Get 60 mils for both and add another 60 for Barcola. We'd be 4 or 5 up if Gyökeres was starting. You sign Solis and bench Gyökeres. Clueless. I am entitled to agree with you. So Christian Solis, first half by numbers, 33 touches, 7 touches in the opposition box, 4 duels won, 3 chances created. He's won possession 3 times. He's had 2 shots. He's won 2 fouls and he's had 1 shot on target, which is a very impressive first 45 minutes in a really first competitive game in the Premier League. So they just showed the Saka goal again, and it is a fantastic cross from Solis because he puts it into an area where the keeper is at full stretch, and he can only fingertip it to Solis. To Saka, who is an empty net, and he finishes accordingly. You know, so Bukayo Saka has now scored more Premier League goals for Arsenal, 61, than Alexis Sanchez, who had 60. So the second half is shortly underway. So Bukayo Saka, 45, has now scored more goals at the Emirates Stadium across all competitions than Alexander Lacazette, who had 44. And Mikel Arteta is on his way to his 150th win in his 249th game. I'll let Tony work out the percentage because Tony's the guy who does the maths.
So it's fair to say that our star boy is continuing the trend of being a trendsetter. A lot of first in his career so far at Arsenal in terms of production. And, you know, this is the thing that people don't recognise, that I don't think it gets enough credit, is he's a production machine. His GA is phenomenal. You know, there are players who might be more attractive on the eye as wingers, like Jeremy Doku, Alan St. Maximum in his time, but none of those guys could produce as well as Starboy.
I say, Doku,
even players,
he's got no end product.
Yeah, I mean, you look at someone like Bradley Barcola, he looks amazing, but end result is not even close.
Well, I think Barcola is a slight upgrade on Martinelli. But again, I mean, I just don't like the price tag. If he was 80 million, I think, yeah, all day long, you know. So D saying Solis is worth about 70 million, bought him for half price. So if you sell Nelly and Jesus for 60 million, you say 35 million on Solis, then you're really adding 25 to 30 million for Barcola, and you save money on wages too. Yeah, listen, they want 145 million for Barcola, and that's just ridiculous. You know, if it was Kvaratskhelia, all day long. But Barcola for that type of money is that's hella expensive. If they come down to 100 million, you know, yeah, why not? But I'm happy with Solis. I'm happy with Solis on the wing. I think we've already seen today that the guy is going to create, the guy is going to shoot. And I was saying to Apollo during, I think it was the Charity Shield or one of the podcasts we've done, and I was saying that the thing with Solis, he gives us what Trossard and Martinelli didn't. He gives us almost a guaranteed end product, which means as Trossard wanted to beat this man and this man and this man and do this and do that, Solis's first idea is, can I get that ball into the area? Whether it be right foot or left foot, he's not bothered. He will deliver with his left, he will deliver with his right. He will pass the ball, as we saw for Odegaard in the Charity Shield. You know, he's not worried about doing the flash things. He does the simple things, but he does the simple things well. And that's why he racks up so many assists. So I think he's going to surprise a lot of people this season with his numbers. You know, we've seen Martinelli run down blind alleys and turn onto his left foot, where his left foot is probably 2 out of 10 crosses go to where they want him to go. You know, we see him cut on his right foot. I mean, off the top of my head, how many times, Tony, can you remember Martinelli cutting in on his right foot and delivering a curling shot into the net?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Can't. I can say probably once, but that he may have scored, but it's not something that's fresh in your memory. So Kai Havertz has scored in 4 consecutive starts for the first time in English football. 1 versus Burnley, 1 versus PSG, 1 versus Man City, and 1 versus Coventry. The interesting fact there is that in the last 2 games, he barely touched the ball apart from to score. So we need a bit more from Kai Havertz. So this is the 60th time that Arsenal have led by 2 goals in a Premier League home game under Arteta, and they've gone on to win 58 out of the previous 59 drawn, which was drawn, and they have no losses. So it just shows when Arsenal take the lead, they normally go on to win. So it'd be interesting to see how long he gives Rice and Saka, because they haven't had much time in pre-season. They only featured in the Community Shield.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one because he's got good options on the bench, but I'm interested to see whether he gives Ethan and Weary a chance. Because based on his pre-season form, he didn't look too bad. I'd give him a little run out.
I thought he was excellent in pre-season, Weary. He looked fresh. He looked like he'd been in the gym. He looked like he was working really well. You know, he scored a good goal when he was set up by Solis.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Substitutions, when they come and who there will be. Because, you know, Mikel Arteta now has a plethora of options to choose from.
Well, look at the players that ain't even in the matchday squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so D's saying, even if you sign Barcola, Solis still starts for him. But in those away games up north, like Newcastle, Manchester, those long legs of Barcola latching onto the counter-attack balls would be huge.
Big up to you,
second half is underway.
So I'm going to leave you there. Enjoy the rest, and I'll come back and catch you.
Yep. So Arsenal have possession inside the Coventry half, and it's with Ben White, and he goes back to Mosquera. Be interesting to see what Arteta said to them at half time, because Arsenal are in a position where they really don't need to force it. We have a 2-goal lead, and if we just keep the ball, it's game done. Simple passes, pass and move. And it's back with David Raya. Raya back out to Mosquera. Mosquera back to David Raya. Out to Gabriel. one thing for sure, the next goal in the game is very important. If it goes to Arsenal, it's basically game done. If it goes to Coventry, they're back in the game. So there's the ball through to Saka, and he's about a yard offside. But again, I'm not totally angry at that because that's the kind of ball that Arsenal need to play more of. We don't do that enough, knock the ball in over the top and get runners going in behind. So Coventry knocked the free kick long. I'm not quite sure that wasn't a free kick to Coventry there. Howe's having his shirt pulled all over the gaff. Again, the referee's not interested. Referee's not interested. But Arsenal have made it 3-0. We don't care. We don't want the free kick, ref. We'll just take the goal, mate. We'll just take the goal. And it's a long ball and it's through to Raya. And he rolls it out to Declan Rice. And the goal scorer is Martin Odegaard, carrying on from his goal in the Community Shield. And it's Rice to Calafiori. Calafiori to Solis. Solis comes in, finds Miles Lewis Skelly. Skelly to Rice. Into Martin Odegaard. Lovely ball. He finds Bukayo Saka. Saka with Ben White. Rolls it back. And Odegaard has mishit it. He's mishit it. And the keeper's dived for the shot. But he's mishit it. And it bobbles into the corner. So not a great goal, but nobody cares because they all count. And Arsenal are free to the good. You got to feel for the keeper there because as Odegaard's hit the ball, it looked like he was going for the far corner. The keeper starts to go and then he realises that the ball is going inside the near post. And let's see it again. So Saka to White. Lovely cutback from White. And I think they're checking the goal for a possible offside or handball. Well, it's not an offside. But the goal's been given. Yeah, the goal's been given. I didn't know if they was checking for an offside or a handball there. But all goals count, so I don't care if it goes in off a backside, a knee, a nose. I'm not interested. As long as it crosses that line, that's all I care about. So 3-0 to Arsenal, which was many people's predictions. I actually went for 4-0. I believe Mr. Cox went for 3-0. So it's a long way to go now. Yeah, that's it. We don't care how it goes in. It can be shanked all you like. As long as it crosses that line, that's all I care about. It's a free kick. Havertz pulled to the ground there. And it's a free kick to Arsenal. Now, Arsenal are in this position now. We're 3-0 to the good. Arteta has the options to make changes with Saka really playing his first minutes after the Community Shield. Rice also after the Community Shield. So them guys haven't really had a pre-season. So you got a chance within 10 minutes to get them off the pitch. And that's the first time cross from Solis after fed by Declan Rice. And it's cleared. But again, you see Solis there. He just wants to cross that ball into the middle. And Coventry struggling to get it clear now. And Saka presses and Coventry win the throw. And Arsenal win it back with Odegaard. He's fed Havertz. It's to Miles Lewis-Skelly, and it's tipped over the bar from Rushworth. The Coventry keeper, a save that you'd expect him to make. The shot was straight down his throat. And he's tipped it over the bar, and Arsenal have a corner. So Declan Rice with the corner. We know his deliveries are normally good. And Coventry clear. But it's picked up by Odegaard. And Odegaard and Solis, the furthest Arsenal players back. And Solis uses the ball well, goes back to Odegaard. Still, our centre-backs are forward. The centre-backs are still in the box. So can Saka deliver? You've got to deliver that ball, man. Oh, it's frustrating. We've got Mosquera, Gabriel and Havertz in the box, and the cross doesn't come in. Yeah, I agree with you, D. So long as Arsenal are winning, I'm not really bothered who's playing. But, you know, I mean, you've got a situation just previously there where you've got 3 6+ footers in the box and no one wants to deliver the ball. You're trying to pass it down the line, you know, with Ben White, when really that cross should be coming in the box. Coventry keep the ball really well, to be perfectly fair to them. And the cross comes into the box and Rice flicks it out. Ben White got to get rid of it and playing to Saka with his back to everyone. And then Arsenal give the ball away. And Coventry come again. And the ball's chipped over to the back post and it's... Oh, come on, Havertz. You've got to get to that. You've got to get to that ball. And Saka gives away another corner. So 55 minutes gone. Arsenal 3, Coventry 0. Goals from Havertz and Saka in the first half and Martin Odegaard in the second half. The referee just fixing something on his watch. Man, that's a big watch, man. You don't get a new watch like that. Might as well wear Big Ben on your wrist. So Apollo saying Coventry become the first team in a first half since Optus started collecting data in 2007 to have no touches in the opposition half or make a tackle. I think you mean the opposition box, because they definitely had touches in our half. So I just had to plug my tablet in because it was about to run out. Right, so Arsenal comfortable now. I think on the hour almost, this is where he should be looking to make a couple of substitutions. You know, bring Declan Rice off. Oh, Raya come an awful long way. I'm not sure he needed to come that far, to be perfectly fair. But he gets the clearance in. But here come Coventry, Ben White. He goes past Ben White like he wasn't even there. And it's cleared in the end. And I think Rice just saying to David Raya there, you don't need to be there. Coventry come again. And it's Miles Lewis-Skelly. That ball ain't going out, Miles. But he wins. He shields the ball so well, Miles Lewis-Skelly. He shields that ball so well. And he wins the free kick. And pressure is eased. As I say, we're almost at the hour. And I'm pretty sure Arteta should be looking to make some substitutions here with Rice and Saka. You know, with Ranieri on the bench, Zubimendi on the bench. You don't really need to be pushing these guys past any sort of limits that you don't have to. You know, the game is really nigh on up. Arsenal just knocking the ball around for fun in the middle of the park. Rice with a big switch over to Saka. Instant control to Odegaard. You know, there's no danger here. Ben White goes on the overlap, but the ball comes back inside. It's with Miles Lewis-Skelly to Gabriel. You know, there's plenty of chances here for Arsenal. And it's a lovely 1-2 with Odegaard and White. White clips in, and it's a terrible cross. Terrible cross from Ben White. But Arsenal have it back. And it's back with Odegaard on the halfway line. Lovely play from Arsenal, but Ben White's crossing was terrible. So Arsenal have it again. And again, lovely play. Solis to Calafiore, cuts back inside to Odegaard, and Solis' shot is blocked. He took it off of Odegaard's feet, and it's hit the defender flush. I don't think the defender knew anything about it. And it's flown out for a corner. Yeah, the defender knew nothing. It's just struck him. And it was goal bound. And I think if that goes past the defender, that is 100% in the net. So Solis unlucky again. But Arsenal have another corner. So the corner's play short to Solis, to Miles Lewis-Skelly. Got a chance to shoot. Oh, why are we not shooting from that kind of position? And Coventry break, and it's, believe it or not, it's Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, the last two Arsenal players defending. And Odegaard turns on the Jets, and he gets to the ball first, and he's fouled, and Arsenal have a free kick. But Miles Lewis-Skelly, from wherever he was there, should really be pulling the trigger. So Arsenal comfortably keeping the ball. Again, Odegaard tries a lofted pass through to Saka. Don't need to force it. We just need to keep passing the ball around. Wait for the space. And the chances will come. It's gone. So Apollo saying he's a little upset because Arsenal have scored 3 goals and not one of them's come from a set piece. I was just about to say I hope we score from a set piece so we can say we can still call ourselves Set Piece FC. And there comes Arsenal with Solis again. Lovely ball into Havertz. And again, Havertz tries to take the touch round the defender when really and truly he's just got to cross that. And Solis has a shot saved. Solis has been unlucky today, man. That's 3 efforts he's had on goal, 2 on target. Very good debut. I'm very pleased with what I've seen from him. And to be fair, it was a shot from the edge of the box. It's come through a whole heap of people, and the keeper gets down to make a save, but not one Arsenal player following it in. If someone's following that in, that's a tap-in. That's a tap-in. If someone's following that in. It comes through a hell of a lot of people, and not one Arsenal player following it in, and it's the Coventry defender that can smack it clear. Oh, looking in the crowd, Steve Grizovic. Big Coventry goalkeeper from yesteryear. I remember Steve Grizovic. Right, so we're approaching 66 minutes and no substitutions yet for Arsenal. You know, so you've got to be looking at the guys like Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka. Well done, Mosquera. And it's cleared by Campbell to the edge of the box. And it's a shot and it's well wide. And here come the Arsenal substitutions. Declan Rice for Martin Zubimendi. Oh, hold on. So it's gone out for a goal kick. The Coventry players are appealing for a corner. David Raya takes the goal kick and the referee disallows it and says he has to take it again. And it's Noni Madueke for Bukayo Saka. So exactly the substitutions you would make. You could even give Ethan Wanyeri a run out. But that's the, let's rest these boys. They've had a good 67 minutes. Close that door. And White sets Madueke away, but it's good defending. He gets across and covers really well. So since Arsenal's third goal, we've come close to making it 4. But only really a couple of half chances. To be fair, I'd be more impressed if we kept the clean sheet rather than scored the 4th goal. If we'd done both, I'd be overly impressed. So Coventry make a couple of other substitutions. Skelly has it on the edge of the box, finds Gabriel. Gabriel running down the left wing. And what a stupidest foul in the world, man. You don't even need to touch him. Why do players do that? The guy is facing his own corner flag. All you have to do is stand still. You don't need to touch him. And you give away the stupidest free kick in the world. So Coventry have brought on the big guy from Nottingham Forest, Anawami, who has caused Arsenal no end of problems in days gone by. And Jack Redoni, whoever this guy is. It's quite funny when you watch, because normally you have a good idea of who these players are, but to be perfectly fair, I have not heard of anybody from the Coventry team, barring the big guy who they signed from Forest. And he's gone down claiming an elbow from Christian Mosquera. Arsenal come again though with Odegaard, and it's with Madueke. He cuts inside, delivers a cross, and again, nobody in the box. Nobody. And I understand why Madueke's like, where are you guys? Havertz was nowhere to be seen, as per usual. And Christos Solis was more like Martinelli there and just on the edge of the box. When you see the opposite wing on the other side getting into that position, you have to make a run. You have to gamble and think the ball could land there. Arsenal very comfortable now. Coventry are really on damage limitations. If we had a centre forward in this game, a proper centre forward that was occupying the centre backs and making runs, I believe we could have scored a couple more. Lovely turn by Miles. Feeds Zubi. Zubi to Noni. Noni to Odegaard. And it was goal bound, but it's headed out. I'm not too sure it would have beat the keeper, to be perfectly fair. But Arsenal have it again. It's won by Mosquera. I mean, the performance Mosquera's put in, you're thinking, why did we go and sign Consa? It's with Solis, Calafiori. Lovely ball from Skelly. And good goalkeeping there because unlucky. Skelly probably about half a yard too long, that ball. But great running off the ball from Calafiori and an excellent pass from Miles. Just a little bit too straight. So approaching 73 minutes. And it's Arsenal 3, Coventry 0. Havertz and Saka in the first half, and Odegaard with his second goal in as many games in the second half. And good defending there from Solis. He hacked at the clearance, but he got enough on it to send it out for a throw. Long throw from Coventry, and it's headed out by Mosquera. And it's another throw for Coventry. Another long throw comes in. This one's headed out by Gabriel. But Coventry pick it up. Havertz looks like he's dead on his feet. Oh, Ben White almost sold David Raya short there. But he gets to the ball just ahead of the Coventry attacker and thumps it downfield. You know, and I'm looking at this game, and I know Havertz scored the opening goal, but I can't say I'm too impressed with his overall contribution, to be perfectly fair. And Arsenal make a substitution. So Solis, very good 75 minutes on debut in the Premier League, is replaced by Erebecha Eze. And Martin Odegaard for Mikel Merino. Lovely tackle from Miles Lewis Skelly there. And then Gabriel comes in and commits a stupid foul. So substitutions made, but again, Havertz remains on the pitch. Good to see Mikel Merino back. We missed him last season. you know, with the substitutions that Arsenal have made, there's absolutely no drop off at all. One player comes in and replaces another, and it's just literally no change. So Raya sends it long, and Madueke makes a run, and the header is out, but it's picked up by Marino to Havertz, back out to Madueke. Madueke feeds Zubamendi. His cross is terrible, and it's headed out. And Arsenal win it back. Well played, Arsenal. Well played. And it's with Mikel Merino, and his shot come cross was easily blocked. And Coventry can thump it clear. And Mosquera in all sorts of fights with the big guy who comes away with the ball. He's a beast, this guy. But again, it just shows you when you've got a striker that's battling centre backs in that main role, in that main area of the pitch, how difficult it is for centre backs. And when Gyökeres doesn't play for us, that's what we miss. You know, you may not control the ball all the time. You may not, you know, but when you do hold it up, you can bring others into the game. When people are out wide, they've got a focal point in the box. You know, the ball can be delivered early. We've already seen that Solis likes to deliver the ball early. But you need that focal point in there. And Coventry played the ball out of play, and it's again well covered by Christian Mosquera there as the ball was played down the back of Ben White. He's across to shepherd it out, and Frank Lampard looks clueless. You know, I believe this is the squad that got Coventry up, with the exception of the guy they signed from Forest. But to be fair, I mean, they played well, but they're not going to be tested on what they've done against us. You find out what they're about when they're playing the likes of Hull and these type of teams. The teams that are going to be in and around them. And from what I've seen against them teams, they could do very well, to be fair. Arsenal keeping possession really well with Mikel Merino here. Eze to Miles, back to Eze. He's able to turn, and he finds Ben White. And Calafiore is subbed off for Piero and Cape. So no Gyökeres today. I believe that's all the substitutions made for Arsenal. Yeah, so Calafiore was already off the pitch there when he was subbed. So that was a touch. Didn't have to worry about the 10 seconds to get off the pitch. So Piero bomb out, Hencapié comes on, and his first task is to take a throw. And Arsenal come again with Miles. Again, no focal point. Havertz is occupying space that Eze was in. And Marino again doesn't cross the ball, finds Zubimendi on the edge of the box. Noni takes his man on, checks back, finds Gabriel, and Gabriel shoots high, wide, and handsome. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that. That's our centre back doing what our forward should do. You know, Havertz, he's positioning, he's taking up position he doesn't need to take up. You know, he's blocking the run there from Hincape. You know, Eze's in that position as well. Havertz, stay in the middle of the pitch. So Arsenal full value here for the 3-0 so far. We haven't really pressed to make it 4. We've been happy with the 3. Misunderstanding there between Hincape and Eze. And Havertz, you know, I don't know what he's doing there. He's trying to battle the man. He's trying to battle the man and really hasn't even tried to jump for the ball. Well played, Eze. That's a foul, ref. Really, he had no right to do what he done there, Eze, after that ball from Miles Lewis-Skelly. He played him into trouble with 3 players around him. But instant control, turn, touch gets him out, and he's clipped as he starts striding forward. Been an impressive game from Miles again. And Zubimendi's just slotted in as Zubimendi does. Sure, we're going to have harder tests than Coventry, but, you know, you can only play what's in front of you, and that's unlucky there. Havertz makes a run, but the ball is just too long. So the only thing Arsenal really need to do now is keep the clean sheet intact. Coventry knock it long. Ben White, he gets a good header, and it's with Mikel Merino. Zubimendi who finds Merino. Merino turns. He can find Medwake. Again, no Arsenal players in the box for a delivery. Havertz is just standing still, and Medwake loses it. And it's the big guy running at Mosquera. Amonimi running at Mosquera. Arsenal, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Arsenal players back on the edge of the area, and only 1 Coventry player. So here, Coventry still have it. That ball's got to be longer than Havertz is through. We've got to get that right. You purposely got to overhit that. And there's the cross. And it's a header. And it's straight at David Raya. Should have really been 3-1 there. Jack Rodoni coming onto the cross. Again, Ben White's outnumbered 2-1. And the cross was pinpoint. And the header, poor, straight at David Raya. Easy save. You know, it come off his nose. Any good connection there, and either side of Raya, and it's 3-1. Yeah, no socials, no Gyökeres, didn't even get on. Yeah, against his former club, obviously. He used to play for Coventry. Eze in the left wing. Well, there's no one really on the left wing, to be fair, because Eze is playing in the 10 and we don't really have a left winger. I'm not sure where anyone's playing really, because Eze seems to be in the 10. Havertz has just dropped deep next to Miles Lewis-Skelly. Marino's also in the midfield. So I don't know, man. Yeah, it looks that way. It looks that way, D. It looks like Arteta is not a fan of Gyökeres. Here come Arsenal again. Havertz is now wide on the left. And the ball to Eze, and it's just over his head, and he can't do nothing with that. So we're almost, the 90 minutes is almost up. Arsenal still winning 3-0. Looked like a foul on Eze there, but no free kick given. So it looked like we've got Marino up front now and Havertz in the midfield. And Wimmy is brought down by Mosquera. Free kick to Coventry. Let's have a look. To be fair, I'm not too sure that's much of anything there, but the ball wasn't going near him anyway. And it looked like a tangle of legs. Looked like a tangle of legs, and Wimmy throws himself to the floor, and it's a free kick, which Coventry will deliver. And it's all the way through for a goal. Raya came, realised it was going out, and he just lets it go over his head, and it's a goal kick to Arsenal. So Martin Odegaard is ranked as player of the match. Goals 1, chances created 3, touches in opposition box 6. I'm not too sure about that, to be perfectly fair. I think Miles Lewis-Skelly has had a very good game. Christos Solis had a very good game. I think either of them could have quite easily won man of the match. Lovely Mikel Merino, and he brings a good save out of the keeper. Lovely play there. Madueke set away by Havertz's little touch. He's 3 against 1. He cuts in, he feeds Merino, takes a lovely touch, back heels it inside to himself, and forces a really good save at the near post from the Coventry goalkeeper. Could have quite easily been 4. Well played, Christian Mosquera. Receives the ball under pressure, turns back towards his own goal, leaves the Coventry player literally saying, "Where's he gone?" So 4 minutes added on, guys, at the end of the second half. Arsenal winning 3-0. And it's been a very, very good opening and start to the season, to be fair. So socials is saying the coach don't learn with player management. D saying he never wanted him. Sad the guy led the line and fired us to Premier League glory. D saying socials 100%. Now you see where I've been coming from. This is all about Gyökeres not even getting on the pitch. And social saying I ain't trying to see Eze and Yok on the bench for his favourites in this shitty system that has never worked until he was forced to play different. Arsenal could have really put Coventry to the sword here. We could have really put them to the sword. Instead, we just reverted to this safety, backwards, sideways passing, and it's really and truly, we've had no presence in the box all game. All game. When we've had chance to cross it and stuff like that, no presence. And we're happy just to, we're 3-0 up and we're like, yeah, the game's won, let's not really go and do a job, If this would have been City under Pep last season, they would have really racked up some goals here. They would have really racked up some goals. And the game has finished 3-0 to Arsenal. We start the season with 3 points, a clean sheet, and 3 goals. Now that's the kind of teams where you really put them to the sword, and you get your goal difference off to a nice healthy start. But Arsenal settled for the 3 goals we scored. 2 actually came from Coventry mistakes, and 1 was a mishit shot from Martin Odegaard. So all in all, a 3-0 win. The luck was clearly on our side today. Gyökeres looks bemused as to why he couldn't even get on the pitch. Yeah, evening, Lewis. Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, the clean sheet for Raya. He never really had, I think he made 1 save in the whole game. On to the next match. Socials is saying he will watch fewer games, especially if I see Ode and Kai in the starting lineup. I will watch fewer games, probably only the big ones. It can be frustrating, socials. I understand that. I mean, I just think you've had a guy that gives us a presence up front, and you choose not to even bring him on. I mean, you take away them 2 mistakes that Coventry make there, and Odegaard's mishit shot that could have really gone anywhere, and that game basically ends 0-0. But I suppose the important thing is, we're moaning, we're complaining, but the important thing is there that the mistakes did happen and we capitalised. and Odegaard's shot was mishit, but it went in. So we've won 3-0 and we're still not happy. You know, we're not happy that our top striker from last season hasn't managed to get on the pitch when he clearly could have come on any time after the third goal, any time after the hour. He could have come on. He could have come on and give us a presence. You know, Havertz wants to play the 9, but all of a sudden he's on the edge of the box. Even the goal he scored come from being on the edge of the box where you would expect a midfield player. You know, so I'm not sure, but it is what it is. But it just shows how we're not happy, and we've won 3-0 in the opening game of the season. You know, so we want better things, I suppose. So it is what it is. So total touches inside the opposition box, Arsenal with a massive 36 compared to Coventry's 4, and all them 4 came in the second half. Goalkeeper saves, Reyes made 2, their keepers made 2. Aerial duels, 11 for Arsenal, 15 for Coventry. Fouls committed, 10 for Arsenal, 13 for Coventry. Corners, we had 8, they had 2. So total XG for Arsenal, 1.29. That was the first half time, wasn't it? So it didn't go up.
It should have done, but that's what I picked up off the website. So I don't know. Maybe we weren't as creative as we were in the first half. So
yeah, but we scored another goal.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll read it out. XG 1.29 for Arsenal compared to Coventry's 0.04. Total shots 11, 2 for Coventry. Shots on target 4 from Arsenal, 2 of which we scored from, and 2 were the keeper's saves. And it says no shots from Coventry there, but I'm sure Ryan made a save. But never mind. We'll take that no shots on target. 67.6% possession for Arsenal, 32.4 for Coventry. Total passes, Arsenal with 613, with a pass accuracy of 91.5%. Coventry 337 with a pass accuracy of 78.6%. Backward passes 81 to Arsenal, 71 to Coventry. Forward passes 134 for Arsenal compared to Coventry's 122. 31 long balls for Arsenal, 65 from Coventry. And successful final third passes, Arsenal with a whopping 179 compared to Coventry's 70. Yeah, so D's saying he's agreeing with socials. His concern is that when we play away from home, we've got no focal point or no one willing to run in behind. If we learn out like this against even a weaker Villa side, we'll be in for a total surprise. Socials saying, I didn't see anything different than previous, so I'm not that moved. I expected more from Coventry. I expected more running, and it's played out to be an easy, boring game. Tomorrow and Sunday, some fixtures with more vibes. Okay, so only 5 managers have reached 150 Premier League wins in fewer than 250 games in charge. Pep Guardiola took 204. Jose Mourinho took 231. Jurgen Klopp 237. Sir Alex Ferguson 247. And Mikel Arteta joins the elite with 150 wins in 249 games in charge. Yeah, D saying, so 3 points on the board nice and early. we get to sit back with our feet up and watch the other teams and have a lovely strong end. I don't know what a strong end is. Maybe that's a type of
Weekend.
strong end.
So
Strong end weekend could be.
yeah.
So, what was your thoughts on that, Tone?
Yeah, I think that was super comfortable. Look, I think it's a nice type of game to just brush off some of the cobwebs and people to get minutes in their legs, get a little feel for it. I thought certain players excelled. Zolis looked comfortable the whole game. Odegaard, some nice touches. But we can see where we need improvements because Noni Madueke is just not the one, is he? I would have actually preferred Ethan Nwaneri to come on or Max Dowman. Noni is the levels just dropped too significantly for me.
I don't know, really. I thought he done all right when he come on. He made some good runs. He linked up play quite well with
He lost the
Marino.
ball. He loses the ball too easily in the wrong.
I just think when you've got no focal point in the box and you want to cross that ball, you can't. So then you have to play where you don't want to play, and then that's why you end up losing the ball. I'd rather lose the ball with a cross into the box than to have no one in the box, and then all of a sudden you look up and think, oh, well, there's no one there. What am I going to do? More defenders have got back, and then you have to check back on yourself and pass it back, and then you risk losing the ball. When you come in, you can put that cross in the box. That's it, where he wants to be. But because we don't have a presence there, he then has to create something else, and that's when you're taking the extra touches and you're losing the ball. So I can see both sides of the coin, but I thought Noni done okay, to be fair.
Oh, I think you missed all of that, didn't you? So Noni Madueke in one of his easiest games to me has just not really done enough to warrant, his place as the backup winger to Bukayo Saka. I'd honestly much rather play Max Dowman from here on in.
Yeah, I can understand that. Or even Nwaneri could have got a run out today.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I would have preferred Nwaneri to get a run out. The other player who I think is obviously causes a drop off when he comes on is Zubimendi. He's just always looking sideways and backwards. If that guy plays the ball forward, I think he gets a nosebleed. I don't know what it is. It's literally
maybe it's just safety first. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, when we've got people making runs, I want to see that ball played over the top.
In a game like this where the opposition really aren't offering too much, this is the kind of game where you go, you know what, I'll take a chance. Let me try something. And it just doesn't. It doesn't do anything offensively for our team whatsoever.
I mean, I did say in the commentary there, if this was City last season under Pep or in previous seasons under Pep, they would have hammered Coventry, hammered Coventry, 5 or 6.
Yeah,
we got 3 and we settled for it.
I'm not displeased with the result as I predicted 3-0. I think I'm looking at individual performances, and that's where I'm kind of going to take us next, is to basically player ratings to see what you think about each of the players' performances individually.
Yeah, no problem. You can do that. Yeah, so they did have 1 shot on target. I thought they did. We had 6 on target. XG 1.80, Tone.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was the same as the first half, so maybe they didn't update. Never mind. We get there in the end. Coventry's XG in the end was 0.28. That's because they had 1 header on target, which was an easy save. All right, let's do player ratings.
Yeah, I'm just typing it in.
Okie dokie. So Ian Wright saying that Arsenal looked sharp and they took the sharpness from the Charity Community Shield into this game.
All right, so a bit of a rush job, but let's give it a go. Well, let's go together. David Raya, I gave a 7. I didn't think he had very much to do with just the one shot to save, which he handled it in ample fashion. His distribution, as always, was on point. So yeah, 7 for Raya.
Yeah,
Your
agreed.
opinion on Raya? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, agreed. 7.
Um,
Echo all the other
Ben
things.
White, I give a 6. I didn't think he was overly challenged defensively, and I didn't think he was overly progressive offensively. I think he could have done a little bit better going forward. But you know, he didn't do anything wrong. I thought he was steady. I gave him a 6.
Yeah, agreed. I say one moment when he cut the ball back for Odegaard, but he got in some positions, and you know his end product is woeful at times. But yeah, agree with everything you said. Didn't really have anything to do defensively. Solid enough for a 6.
Yeah. Mosquera, I gave a 6 as well because I didn't think he had anything to do. Yeah, I mean, he was comfortable with everything that came his way. So yeah, 6 for Mosquera.
Yeah, I'm going to give Mosquera a 7. I thought he handled the big guy really well. Was solid in everything he done, and I think it was a performance really where you can think to yourself, why have we spent 50 million on Konsa when Mosquera plays like that? You know, he looks like he can handle whatever's thrown at him.
Yeah, I think it's in the bigger games when you're up against, you know, the big boys, then that might be where you're going to play Conser instead. Gabriel, I give him a 7. I give him a 7 over Mosquera's 6 because he generally spends more time in the opposition half, which means he's actually an offensive player. He does defending excellently, so he's never caught wanting there. Apart from the one case where he found himself on the wrong side of the attacker and brought him down on the edge of the box, I thought that was silly. But because he does so much work in the opposition's half, I think it's very underestimated how much time he spends there. What I would like him to do is to try working on his shot from outside the box. Because it's clear to me
You want to listen to Odegaard, Tone?
Yeah, go for it.
Around the box, so yeah, we need those relationships that we have. You know, players running the ball, a lot of movement like we saw today. You know, and as I said, I think we can be even more sharp with the last pass. I had a few there where I have to give it better, and then we can score more goals. You know, so yeah, it was a good game, but we can get better.
Around the area you're playing, you've got Firmino, Declan Rice, Miles Lewis, Skelly, Everett, Cheze, so many players, yourself obviously. What's the feeling like in the group? You must feel so confident right now about the squad and the way in which the managers continue to go. It's relentless, really.
Yeah, I think that the quality in the squad and the team is unbelievable. Like you say, you put so many players on that they will perform at the highest level. And we see that every single day in training. You know, we push each other, and you always have someone there to push you to get better. And I think the level we compete at in training is really high, and I think that helps a lot as well. So yeah, the squad is unbelievable, and yeah, everyone.
Man, can I ask you about where you feel you are right now? Because probably in the last little bit in and out of the team, I felt your role towards the end of the season, yeah, Arsenal, I was fantastic. At West Ham, I thought you were the World Cup as well, especially that little game. Fantastic last week. feel like, you know, you're the captain, but you were in and out of the team. I think there's sort of things in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, that's the goal for sure. I think last season was the big struggle for me. I think I had too many injuries and a lot of weird situations. You know, a lot of bad luck. Could really never find the rhythm. You know, it's hard when you always go in and out, and sometimes you play maybe not 100% fit. So it was hard, but yeah, I feel good now. My body is good. I've had a good summer, good World Cup, good preseason. And yeah, now I'm feeling 100%. So that always helps, you know. So I feel great.
And you got your goal as well, Martin. It sounds a bit cheeky to say, but because you scored last week as well, you've actually beaten last season's tally.
He beat last season's goal tally already. Oh, sorry, I turned it off by mistake. What have I done here?
No worries, no worries.
Go on. But what was we
Okay,
saying?
so yeah, I
We're talking
think
about
I've lost. I think I've lost the comments. I don't know what I've done.
you were talking about Noni, weren't you?
Yeah, so I was saying about Noni. You know, there's a comment in here which I want to refer to, where it says,
Was it the last one that Noni does everything right up until?
yeah. So with Noni doing everything right, that's not. I've accidentally blocked D Dubs, and I don't know how to get him back.
I don't know where the comment's gone. I did see it. It says he does everything right up until the final ball. So Apollo's put some ratings in the chat there, Tone. I don't know if you've seen them.
Yeah.
He's giving Raya 7, Ben White 7, Mosquera 8, Gabriel 7.5, Calafiore 8. So let's crack on. We've done Mosquera, you've done Gabriel. I agree with Gabriel's 7. I think Gabriel may have got an 8, but he committed a silly foul on the edge of the penalty area when he was just literally the wrong side, too eager to get the ball. If he stays goal side, there's nowhere for that attacker to go.
Up. Yeah.
You know,
I said exactly the same thing at the same time.
And you know, you give away a yellow card, then you're on a tightrope for the rest of the game. But
yeah,
I'm going to knock him down to a 7. It would have been, I think, a solid 8.
Yeah. What I'd like to see from Gabriel is to try to learn to shoot, because he gets himself into some really good positions on the edge of the box.
But it's that centre back finish from there. You're just whacking it and hoping that it goes towards the goal.
Who's the centre back that used to score regularly from there? Frank.
Well, you had Ronald Koeman, Frank de Boer.
Frank de Boer, that's it.
Frank de Boer, and you had back in the day. Remember Johnny Methog?
Johnny Methog, yeah.
Used to hit some screamers.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think there's 2 players I'd like to see shooting more from when they get these opportunities. One is Declan Rice, because I think he's got that in his locker. It's almost like he's afraid to do it when, you know what? If you don't shoot, you don't score. So I'd like to see them guys be a little bit more greedy and take the opportunity to shoot when the opportunity bears itself out. Because you never know what might happen. It might hit
it's just not something that we actually do, though, is it?
Yeah, I know.
You know, it creeps into our game every now and again, but most of the time it's just trying to walk this ball into the net. So it's not something that we partake. But I would like to see it more. I agree with what you say. Right, so Calafiore
7. I thought he was excellent up and down. You know, he was helping out Zolis quite a lot of the time. And to be honest, he's easily one of the better defenders in terms of going forward. You know, he offers so much more going forward than Ben White on the other side or either of the centre backs. So I'm quite happy with Calafiore. If he can maintain his fitness through the season, A combination of him and Nkapia makes that left side extremely strong.
That's exactly what Apollo and I said after the Community Shield. If this guy stays fit, he can be a massive player. I'm going to give him a 7.5 because he did pop up with the assist for the opening goal. But solid defensively, didn't really have a lot to do. But, he gets in position, forward positions, pops up with a lovely assist for the opening goal. And again, solid 60-odd minutes or whatever he played.
Yeah. Declan Rice, I gave a 6. I thought he did everything well, but nothing exceptional. So, I'm looking for a little bit more from Declan Rice. But having said that, I do know that he's not had his full pre-season. He is still coming back from a fairly busy summer at the World Cup, and therefore his performance probably reflects, what he's had to go through in the summer. A few weeks rest when Guimarães is back fit would do him all the best, I reckon. Miles Skelly, I thought was excellent. I thought I gave him a 7. I thought he was extremely good. He didn't give up the ball in any silly ways, but he was always looking forward. And it's quite clear that Miles is such a huge upgrade on Martin Zubimendi. When Zubimendi comes in, the quality of the midfield diminishes. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so Declan Rice, I'm going to give him a 7. And that 7 is based purely off of the fact that he's had no pre-season, wasn't expected to play today until Guimarães got injured. Made a couple of really good carries from deep in his own half to the edge of the Coventry box. So based on them facts, we know he had a heavy schedule over the summer with the World Cup. He was carrying this little niggly back or hamstring injury where he couldn't play to his full potential. He's been thrown in really because you would have started Zubimendi today, not Declan Rice, because Zubimendi's had a bit more of a pre-season than what Declan's had. So based on them facts, I'm going to give Rice a 7, a solid Declan Rice performance. Miles Lewis Skelly, I'm going to give him an 8. And I'm actually going to give Miles my man of the match today because I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He shields the ball well. He does his defensive duties well. He gets into the opposition half. He played a lovely ball through to Calafiori, but it was a tiny bit too straight. A little bit of diagonal on that if Calafiori's got a shot at goal. But I thought Miles was absolutely outstanding today, and he carried on his form, which we've seen since he came into the team at the back end of last season. So he gets my man of the match today. I thought he was absolutely exquisite.
Yeah, so I thought Miles played extremely well. That's why I gave him an 8. I think that's my highest mark anyway. So he's kind of joint man of the match anyway.
You gave him a 7.
Oh, did I? I should have given him an 8. Anyway, moving on. Odegaard, I give a 7. I thought he had a good game. Thought he was, man of the match was probably between Odegaard and Skelly. Odegaard is back to his best, if you ask me. I think, in the coming weeks, we're going to see something special with him, Saka, Rice coming back to full form, and Skelly. Zolis, I thought, had an excellent game in the time that he was on. If anything, I don't think we gave him the ball enough because he was having his way with the right back. He could go past him if he wanted to. He could cut in and shoot. He could find the inside pass. He was basically brilliant on his side of the pitch. And it's so refreshing to see that, look, we finally got someone on the left-hand pitch who offers as much threat as the person on the right-hand side of the pitch.
100 million% couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. So Odegaard, I'm going to give Odegaard a 7.5. I thought he had a really good game, scored a lucky goal, but was involved in everything that Odegaard does, the press, the control of the game. He controlled everything. So really good to see him back to somewhat near his best. They got 2 goals in 2 games. And like they said, he's already beat his tally from last season. Saka, again, probably wasn't really expecting him to start, but he started. He's played well. I think there's still some times where he gets into positions where he could do a little bit better. We seem to, over the previous season, we've seen Saka become a bit more selfish. And there's times where he's shooting where he should be passing and passing when he should be shooting. He needs to get that. He needs to get that clarified in his mind and pick the right option more times than the wrong one. But solid performance. He popped up with a goal, so 7 for him. Solis, I can agree with that 8. I echo everything you said. I said to Apollo in one of our things we've done before the season started that I think he's gonna really surprise a lot of people. He gives us what Trossard and Martinelli never, which is a simple output without the flashiness. If I'm going on the outside, I'm going to cross it. If I'm coming on the inside, I'm going to cross it, or I'm going to shoot, or I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
You know, so he gives us the best of both worlds, what 2 players haven't really done in that position for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, excellent. Cool.
And
that leads me on to Havertz, who I gave a 7. Obviously scored his goal early on. He kind of died out. I was surprised Gyökeres didn't come on for him.
I'm fuming that Gyökeres didn't come on.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what that's about, if I'm being honest. But the fact that he scored a goal again, and it's now, 4 games on a spin, on the bounce in succession, you know, it's quite clear to me where the manager thinks his favourite number 9 is going to be. It's going to be Havertz. You know, he's had a pre-season. So let's see how he gets on. You know, I've got to encourage him. I've got to hope that he does the business and leads us to glory again this year, even if Gyökeres is going to play second string. But I do think they have to do this. They have to manage that carefully. I think you have to give games to Gyökeres to start where you see his strengths are better than Havertz's in certain games, and vice versa. Because there are games where Havertz is going to be better, and there are games where Gyökeres would be better.
I think in that situation, there's no need to play either one for 90 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
60 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, 70 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. You know, you can afford to rest them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to give Havertz a 6. I know he scored the opening goal, but that was basically his only touch of the first half. And he was put on a plate for him by Calafiori. He couldn't exactly miss. You know, but I'm not impressed. If you're going to play the 9, play the 9. I don't want to see you occupying space where Solis is, or where Odegaard is, or where Saka is, or behind Saka. I want to see you in the box, on the penalty spot, in the box. Solis likes to deliver the ball early. If there's no one in there, you can't deliver the ball. Because when he put that cross in when it led to Saka's goal, that's where Havertz should have been, getting in front of the keeper for a tap-in. But he's on the edge of the box. If you're going to play the 9, play the 9. That's my only issue. So I'm going to give him a 6. And I was disappointed that Gyökeres couldn't even get 10, 20 minutes in that game. And I'm going to give him an 8. Pick the right starting lineup. Made his subs well, with the exception of Gyökeres. Thought he could have made subs a little bit earlier. Once we went 3-0 up, the game was done. There was no need to risk Saka or Rice any longer. But all in all, good start to the season.
Yeah, excellent. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Don't forget to hit the like if you haven't done so already, and subscribe if you haven't done so. We're back again on Monday night for the game at Villa. Yeah. Gary, any final thoughts?
No, solid performance, 3 goals, 3 points, clean sheet. We're off and running in the defence of our title. Let's keep it up. Let's just keep a running, a long, unbeaten streak going.
I couldn't help but I saw that and I thought I've got to put that in. So yeah, Enjoy your weekend, everyone, because now the good thing is we can put our feet up and watch as everybody else batters each other in their pursuit of the champions.
Yeah, so he gave. So Social said Noni weren't that bad, but we don't maximise his ability. Each price even fit.
I don't
He
think
still
you
looks
can
like he got
maximise
better.
something that he doesn't have, because clearly he's got some attributes, but there are other parts of his game which he needs to work on.
Yeah, so Socials is saying, why is Zubimendi so timid? It's just the way he
Yeah.
plays, isn't it? Safety first type thing, you know. But hey, listen, we got the 3 points and we're still not happy. That shows how far we've come, right? Because we would just be happy for 3 points, and that shows, you know, we demand more of our team. So let's see what the others can do. It's over to the other teams now that, you know, they've already got to catch us. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see you all on Monday night.
Yeah.
Sweet Tone, thank you very much.
brother, man.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, guys, and enjoy your weekend. Arsenal are off and running. 3 goals, 3 points, clean sheet. We are top of the league. See, we are top of the league. All right, Tone, I'll catch you later, my friend.
All right, buddy. Take care, yeah?
Yeah, see you later. See you later, guys. Thanks for